we hear this all the time in our business. Who needs the win more?
Yeah, right.
Okay, you hear that. And it's just like, look, sports is all about what Gordon Gekko said in Wall Street. Greed, for the lack of a better word, is good. It's good. You've got to be greedy. You always need more. More is more. It's not less.
More is more, Rich.
More is more.
Confirmed.
You've got to keep winning. You got to keep winning. And you hear that all the time. Who needs the win more? Well, you could really make the case in this instance the Baltimore Ravens needed the win more than Kansas City. Because the Chiefs, once they're said and done, are still going to have Mahomes and Kelsey and Hill and the rest of that team. And, you know, they're still going to be the two-time defending AFC champ and last two Super Bowl competitors from the AFC. And they're still that team, and you just have to figure that. And the Ravens, we already established, even though there's now an extra regular season game, starting 0-2 and 1-1, the difference in making the playoffs in previous years, the 30 previous years, it's a 30% difference. You got an 11.6% chance of making the playoffs if you're 0-2, and 41.6% chance if you're 1-1. It's that simple. And that was on the line last night for the Baltimore Ravens. And did they take one shot after another from the Kansas City Chiefs? Yes, they did. The number of times that people who are definitely still not on your fantasy team, despite them being Kansas City Chiefs, that scored on the Baltimore Ravens defense, you kind of lost track, or picked up first downs. You kind of lost track. Mr. Pringles scored a touchdown. You know, that kid Robinson, who was being covered by Marlon Humphrey, scores a touchdown. He wasn't even looking at Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, Mahomes, sometimes, as Chris Collinsworth pointed out last night. And then when Kelce ran 46 yards for the touchdown, or it was a pass play, a 46-yard pass play that NBC's terrific crew pointed out, 27 was after the catch. And that's the demoralizing score. That's what the Chiefs will do, is they'll keep on coming at you and pouring it on. And I heard Ross Tucker on Westwood One's coverage last night as well made a great point. It's like playing tennis against Kansas City. You have to hold serve when you've got the serve, a.k.a. the football, because they're going to hold serve. They're going to put points on the board. You have to respond. You can't fall behind. And that's what the Ravens did when Kelce, with that demoralizing touchdown, that's usually the backbreaker when somebody like Kelce runs through your defense like that. And what did the Ravens do? Is they scored their last 12 points unanswered. One of them was a Mahomes mistake that he said was the worst interception of his career, and I guess you could call it the worst interception of your career when you've never thrown one in the month of September before that one last night. That was his first one ever in the month of September since coming off the campus at Texas Tech. And that started the movement for the Ravens, who, gosh bless them, stick to their guns. They just stick to their guns. They stick to their guns, man. And what are the guns? The guns are running a football. That's the guns. Yep. That's it. They ran it 41 times last night for 251 yards and 3 scores. 2 of them from Lamar Jackson, including the head over heels leap into the end zone to put them on top. And that is Baltimore in a nutshell. We're going to jam it down your throat, but also with a 21st century scheme, you don't know who's coming to block you. You don't know who's coming with the football. And if it's number 8, you best tape your ankles, because they're about to be snapped off. If it's 8. And if it's 8, it's one of those moments. And they're down. They're down in this game after Kelce runs through like that. They're down 2 scores, and they score the last 12. Collecting that Mahomes interception and then going 5 and out, and then the fumble recovery. Odafe Owe. Hey, man. #we are had a pretty damn good weekend.
Right.
The whiteout against Auburn on Saturday night, and then in case of this rookie, Owe.
What a play.
What a play. Closeout. Whiteout Saturday, closeout on Sunday night. And Owe just kind of just reached his, what a paw he must have, that he just slapped it in
Whack.
there. Out comes the ball from Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and he recovers it.
Yep.
And what do the Ravens do with it? They hold on for dear life. And how many times did we see it? We saw it Thursday night with the Giants. Don't just whatever you do, hands and 10 and 2 in the wheel, and make sure you burn their timeouts. And that's all we got to do. And then we'll get out of Dodge. And they went 3 and out, took 11 seconds off the clock, kicked the field goal, and then left their back door open, wide open.
Wide open.
And they lost. I kind of yada at the end of that Thursday nighter, but I think you get the point. A lot happened in between all that. But what do the Ravens do? They get the ball to midfield, and it's 4th and 1. And what do? They go for it. And you could see John Harbaugh mouth the words as Al and Chris are wondering in the booth, do they go for it? He had already made the decision they're going for it. You could see on his headset, you could see, I've looked at it literally 30 times, and you could see he says, do we go for this? We go for this. We're going to go for it. I think he says that, and that's when he checks in with Lamar. Do you want to go for this? Hey, Lamar, you want to go for this? Now, look, every quarterback 1,000 times out of 1,000 is going to say, of course, coach.
Yeah. 4th and 1, 4th and 21, whatever.
So many times quarterbacks have a check with me, and the me is the coach. For coach to have a check with you, I think means the world. This is what Harbaugh said after the game.
With the game on the line, you were captured on NBC and saying to Lamar, do you want to go for this? Yeah. Was there ever any doubt?
No, there wasn't, but I just, maybe I wanted to be sure myself, I knew he was going to say yes, so. But we were going for it at that point.
It means the world, I think. And the fact that the cameras captured it, Harbaugh doesn't know he's on camera, but the fact that the cameras captured it and Lamar now heard it, obviously, and the rest of the team knows that the coach's door is open. He was going for it. They're very, very strong on analytics there. I think when he was talking to Lamar, or just before he talked to Lamar, somebody was probably saying, I think this is what the percentage is, go for it. This is what his people are saying, go for it. All right, we're going to go for it. Hey, Lamar, you want to go for this?
Yeah.
Which is also a way to give some wind beneath your team's
pump them up a little bit.
Wings. Yeah. Go for it. Yeah, do you want to go for it? Yeah, let's go for it. Let's do it. We're all on the same page. They go for it, and that'll wrap it up. And the Ravens beat the Chiefs for the first time with Lamar, and they're 1-1 as opposed to 0-2. And you got to take a look at that rest of that division, and they've got the best quarterback. They do. I believe in Baker, but they do in Lamar. And they got the best running game. I believe in Chubb and Hunt, but this team can run it down your throat. They've done it twice now. You could say, well, it's the Raiders last week. Ask Najee Harris how many rushing yards he had yesterday. Not enough. Ravens are in terrific position. And with a bunch of running backs that just joined the team. They just joined the team, except for that kid Tyson Williams, pretty much. They just joined the team.
Yeah, Latavius Murray touchdown back-to-back weeks.
Devontae Freeman I think he might have had one of the longest runs of the night.
He had 2 carries for 30 yards.
And you know who would love some of those running backs right now to be on the market? The 49ers.
The 49ers played a guy that the Ravens cut.
Right.
Because they're so depleted.
Right. The only thing left, I think, on the running back shelves right now for the 49ers are those sort of, alternate snack food from Anthony Davis on the shelves right before the hurricane in New Orleans. There's nothing left.
Call Todd Gurley. Come on. What are we waiting for?
Maybe so. At any rate, not to get off the point.
Yeah.
This win, the way that they won it, the way that Harbaugh handled it, the way that Lamar stuck with it, hung in there, still threw for 239 yards, took all the shots from the Chiefs, made the big defensive play at the end, despite Tyrann Mathieu almost having a hat trick of interceptions against him. That is a huge W. Huge dub. That should go and last the Ravens a long time to come as they head off to Detroit. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.